It really blows my mind to think that 15 years ago Dream Big started. In 2008, the center relied heavily on grants. And so we had received a grant to begin our therapy program, but part of the grant was we were going to have to sustain this therapist and then grow. So we decided on this fundraiser, and it began, and it was called Small Hands, Big Dreams.
Dream Big event, which it was called something different, occurred, and that's the first time I remember going to that.
We raised, I want to say, around $7,000.
Remember when we shared 35, something like that, $1,000, and we would never have dreamed that it could be, pun intended, that big.
15 years later, the committee has grown tremendously and raises over $200,000. So we have been able to sustain our therapy program, and we have been able to grow, and now we have a clinical director overseeing the program.
I haven't had the chance to attend Dream Big in person. Both of the Dream Bigs that I've been a part of have been virtual, and even just watching those was so incredibly inspiring, because we just had this influx of support, and these are the kind of things that kind of keep us going when we get around people and our supporters, and we can kind of feel that energy of keep going, we're there to support you. It means so much.
So one of the things I love is the carnival theme. And what's so funny to me is there are these like paper mache centerpieces that we have had for so long. And it's almost like a metaphor for what we're doing, because you would think those things would have fallen apart years ago. They've been in hot storage sheds. There's no reason for them to still be standing, and yet we pull them out and there they are, and everybody wants to steal them and take them home at the end of the night. But I love that, just that every year when we go to pull them out, I'm like, and helping you at the storage shed, it's like, what are they gonna look like this year?
Child abuse is not going away.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
To varying degrees, every community is touched by child abuse. Washington County is very, very fortunate that we have a safety center here in the county that when victims are brought in, when children are brought in, they have somewhere to go to get treatment, to serve that law enforcement function of also where we can go after the abusers. But it's also a place that they come to, and there's people that care. I think that's a big deal.
The mission that you have here, not only to just support the families, but to start children on the path of recovery from the betrayal and the trauma of child abuse. There's nothing more important, really.
A really cool story that kind of illustrates the special situation we are in with the CAC, having advocacy and mental health under one roof, is a particular kiddo that I think of. And in her situation, brought in for abuse, was removed from the home, and just created all these barriers. And so she needed the therapeutic services, she needed help, so against it, and just wasn't ready. And so for me, that's like one of my favorite things about our program, is that once you're a client for the CAC, you're always a client with the CAC. And so it doesn't matter if now you're ready in 6 months, you're ready in 3 years, we're going to be here for you. And with the support of our sponsors, we don't have to kind of answer to insurance companies or figure out how this family is going to pay for these services that they need, and we can just continue to be there whenever they're ready. And that's such a great thing. And so we're not going anywhere, because for so many of these children, people go away, and the CAC doesn't. And so for this client in general, it's been such a huge honor to see her blossom and to see her completely trust the process, and watching her with her therapist. Now she's totally invested, and she's investing in herself. But sometimes it takes us investing in them before they're ready to invest in themselves, and that's what we get to do.
Dream Big has empowered our center to continue to grow. It has empowered our work. It has empowered our therapist, and we are able to provide so much more for the children we help.